touched something like your dreams before. The leaf remembers the stem. We have questions. We must know. A life for a life. A killer's blood billows in the drain, dead like the bear. We do not understand. Was this a mercy too? Eat or bleed. Rule of the wild. We know these shapes. Still. A dam broke. We wept in the dark when your soul slipped away. We feared for you, felt your agony. We could not forgive. We bide our time. We wait. Wake now. We have tending to do.
It seems like the readings are stronger by that tree.
Be honest. Do you think we'll get anything? The crowd. Nice job! I think I sprained my shoe. I don't understand. If we want it to grow, it dies. If we don't want it to, it thrives.
Oh boy. Hello. I didn't realize you were listening. I asked for this post, actually. My mentor took some convincing.
Now that we're here, we see why.
We're studying these new growths in the edible wildlife. Ideally, we would find assets. That would mean Adra's to play.
But all we've done so far is confirm what everyone can see. The vegetation is afflicted, so what? I told you this was not productive.
Well, at least we can say we tried.
Unseek! To your left!
You picked the wrong
Another win.
fight.
But who's counting? Aye, aye. Stand back. Here we go. Quit moving. Unseek! Unseek!
Maybe they somehow wrap themselves up in an existing tree.
Not with the way this trunk has grown.
Ah, I'm stumped.
There. That's Thomas' old house. Wonder what he wanted me to find.
I've never seen anything like this.
Neither have I. Never seen a tree grow so quickly as to trap someone inside. With respect, you don't know the half of it.
You seem capable enough, stranger. But the forests are not safe. As if this weren't enough proof of that.
Stay out of the forests if you can help it.
Good luck out there.
So much here reminds me of Tama. It's strange to be back without him. I still can't imagine what he wanted me to find. Say, what's that you're holding? Yeah, I do. His most prized possession. Damn you, Tama. Damn you. I carved this for him years ago. I had no idea he'd kept it, let alone. All this time, I never knew. And he tells me like this, when he's long gone, leaving me with nothing but a piece of driftwood I gave him years ago. Well, I'm struggling to see what those might be. And we knew each other for years. We were close. I trusted him with things in my past. Things I don't talk about. If he really did, he would have told me. I was a mess when we met. I'd been through the battles in Deadfire and a handful of mercenary campaigns since. I was a chewed-up piece of flotsam drifting to the living lands. Vulnerable. Huh. That's not the word for it. Tom always saw right through me. He knew what I was. A coward. I let him down. He was always there when I needed him. But when he needed me, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need some time with this. That's probably for the best. Yeah.
You showed up at a bad time. Word of advice, give a wide berth to the governor's manor. Giatta's about to tear that poor man a new one. It ought to be quite a spectacle. When Giatta digs her claws into a grievance, she doesn't let go. She came storming up the hill with a wheelbarrow full of spoiled crops. Then the shouting started.
Animancer's fighting? This I have to see.
This isn't the first time Giatta's put the governor in his place, but it might be the last. Look around. The town's overgrown, the crops are dying. What's not to fight about?
Just take a blessed day look outside. Doesn't take a genius to see this place is rolling downhill.
The governor's manor is on the far side of town. You can't miss it. Just follow the sound of foul language.
I was hoping to learn some local curses.
Looking forward to seeing what it looks like when anime...
Ah, the Emperor's envoy. Come to interfere in Steel Garrote business again? Certainly not. Besides, I have no more business in Fjord. If you're here to speak with Vidaro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy. Fair enough, envoy. Talk to the man all you'd like. When diplomacy fails, the Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of Adiran interests. We all have our part to play, envoy. Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
And all godlike. I've heard whispers that one of your kind was here in the Living Lands. It is a pleasure to meet you. In case it wasn't clear, I'm the point of contact for anyone with bounties to turn in. So return to me if you have any to claim. Officially, I'm one of the many researchers here. My specialty is in the anatomy of the many species of Eora. If you must know, Vulpinet, these bounties are more pressing than my research. Someone had to be chosen to man the board. That person happens to be me. At least some of these bounties result in interesting specimens to study. Auret Auguri. I hope to see you soon. Oh, those poor souls. Please bring them peace, Saimiko. Becoming part of a blight is not a fate I would wish upon my worst enemy. Oh, the Trentons. A bunch of buttzels, if you ask me. But they are dangerous, I'll admit. Watch yourself out there. Be careful with old Nuna. I have a theory that her longevity and hardiness are due to an inordinate suffusion of essence. Delamgan. They are not evil, it is just in their nature to push back against the expansion of civilization. Still, survival of the fittest and all that, ne?
This will be so very useful.
Can I interest you in some glaive berries or Barrett's Welcome to Poria in Velino, the finest legitimate apothecary of Emerald Stair.
genuine healing priest. Purest Orveora.
Oh, you startled me. This old woman can get lost in prayer from time to time. You must be the Adiran envoy I've been hearing about. Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced getting here. The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the dream scourge are all the result of our neglect of the dead. You recognize the scripture? How wonderful! Perhaps someday we can recite it together. I am asking the spirits to forgive us for our negligence and continue on their way without anger. The dead of Fjord expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry.
Are you volunteering us to hang out in a graveyard?
Oh, if you would, that would simply be wonderful. I wouldn't know how to thank you. Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the cycle.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves. The dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone. They bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
That could very well be true, but however it works, neglecting the ritual clearly has had dire effects for Fjord. I did, yes. With things the way they are, there was no other way to get what I need for the ritual. If I didn't think this was important, I wouldn't have taken the food. But this ritual is the key to everything. I know Elena would understand how important it is to pay tribute to the dead. But this does help the living. By appeasing the dead, we end the dangers their anger caused. The crops will grow again. The dream scourge will end. All will be well once more. Do it for whatever reason you like, as long as it gets done. The first offering goes to a cliffside grave on the southern coast. The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp, far to the west from here. The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fjord, where a family lost their lives to the encroaching wilds. That is the least of my worries. But yes, bringing closure to the recent dead will finally allow me a good night's sleep. I can't thank you enough for helping to ease the conscience of an old lady. Please, return when the rituals are complete.
Rejuvenate and revitalize. As your personal essence. Have you heard? Giatta's causing trouble at the governor's mansion again.
You must admit she has a point. We should have done something.
Would you get?
If you are looking for sanctuary, you have found it. The Gifted Magpie is a house of calm, rational discussion. We have only 2 rules of conduct. maintain dignity, and speak in a soft tone of voice. To put it gently, yes. Giada Castel is giving our governor a piece of her mind, loud enough to rattle the windows. Animancers are miracle workers, but their work breeds obsession, rivalry, and bitter disagreement. Their anxiety keeps me in business. This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach problems from a quieter angle. Regrettably, we are out of tea. My stockpile is exhausted, and the harvest has not kept up with demand. We have other goods for sale, if you care to peruse them. Trinkets I have collected over the years.
Spirits are truly wonderful. How
Someone, come on! My invention is guaranteed to unlock. A moment of your time, my friend. Tell me, what do you know about your soul? Wrong. Your soul is an ancient, wondrous thing, suffused with lifetimes of rich, delicious memory. But it's tired, my friend, heavy with the burden of generations and too weak to survive another turning of the wheel. That's the beauty of it. The first treatments on the house. The moment you entered the city, I calibrated my invention to the highest setting and attuned it to your soul. So tell me, how do you feel? Better already, huh? Another skeptic? Oh well. I can see my talents are wasted here. No charge for the treatment. Best of luck with your soul.
Hope you don't start seeing other people's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ado, welcome to my fine establishment. Well, I was not expecting such an esteemed guest in my humble workshop. Are you in need of any weapons or armor? The roads haven't been safe as of late.
I had one job. One job.
Pour you a drink. Well, I'll be a godlike in the bone and bore. Apologies for the ruckus outside. The animancers never know when to shut their mouths. You can't take a piece in the fjord without spotting an animancer. But finding an animancer you can trust, that's harder. I tried Quilici and the Giada. They are the only animancers taking the Dream Scourge seriously. You see this pub? No one here is an animancer. We are fjords labor, rangers, farmers, and the sentries. We've all heard the rumors from outside. Animals gone mad, terrors stalking the wilderness day and night. That's what scares me. Whatever is happening, it's coming for us. Although I admit Fjord is in a bad way. Dream Scourge or not, we've had crops fail before, but never food rations. The governor says it's just a temporary precaution, but I am not buying it. So, we ought to drink while we can. Agreed? Anything I can get you? Welcome back, envoy.
Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been? Not everyone has the Ranger Captain breathing down their neck. I don't mean that. I have a lot on my plate. Merla, I'd pay anything at this point. My two youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their rounds. I assumed they'd turn up. But it's been 3 days now. They're still not here. Brasilia. Their names are Belena and Adalaro. I doubt they'll be apart. They were good rangers once, but since they've caught each other's eye, all they do is sneak off to... I wouldn't have put it that way, but all right.
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
New recruits running off with each other? Oh man, this brings me back.
Anyway, I never thought I had any cause for concern. They always found their way back eventually, but they haven't this time. They're out there, all alone, and they could be in danger, and The last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol the northern riverbed. If you go that way, please, keep an eye out for them. I'm losing my mind in here.
Two young Nemdutin wandering out by a river. Consider them found.
Maybe we don't look too soon. Give them a while. Know what I mean?
Careful! Or we'll get thrown out of the pub! We're already
What's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. Look at your city. The Dream Scourge is laying waste to our home.
There is no Dream Scourge in Emerald Stair.
The land begs to differ, and I can prove it.
We can discuss this in private.
We are discussing it now. How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dream Scourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike? Charmed. Forgive me for staring. It's just, we don't see many of your kind anymore.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion. Ah, of course. The Adiran envoy. Ambassador Hilgard sent a missive telling me to expect you. How delightful. You speak with a measure of authority, but I caution you to remember who's in charge around here.
Now that's what I call a first impression. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dream Scourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms. Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
We definitely agree on that.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dream Scourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did. Before we can deal with the Dream Scourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Chiata from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark. I see you're unfamiliar with animancy. You don't appreciate just how dangerous that could be. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart. Then we'd better do it somewhere else. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chiata.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Chiata Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Chiata is an outcast. Perhaps, but I can't just let her continue to poison the minds of my animancers.
They aren't your animancers. Your father understood that.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
I'll find us another bedroom.
That did not go as I had planned.
What did you think would happen when you confronted him, sir?
Well, my first idea was to mess up his house. Maybe break a window. Or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners, if you please.
I thought she was being polite.
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego. What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Messiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone. We'll have fewer resources to work with, but anything's possible. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want, on my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long. In a way, I do. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Nadiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers. How generous of you. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days. Indeed. Some of my colleagues would fight me for the opportunity to study you. I only bring it up because Animancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by... I don't even know. I just realized this is the end. I have to leave Fior Messiverno. Forever.
Some people don't find out who they really are until they leave home.
You'll be all right. My advice, find a good tavern and learn how to prepare squirrel over an open flame.
Maybe if I focus on what I have gained, I can learn to accept everything I've lost. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast. I hope so, because we're running out of options. Monto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fior. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge. I'd rather not speculate until we have more data. If you have questions, I'm sure the others can answer them. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Godlike, Imperial envoy, research assistant. Who knew?
Founded machine.
Hiya. Something. I can... Let anyone else discover this. Yeah.
Yep. Adra is healthy. It's the essence I'm concerned about.
This again. You're beginning to sound like Giata.
Have you ever stopped and listened to her? She might be onto something.
I'm
Oh?
sure her mother.
I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop. Giada, what a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked. Ha! A novel idea, that. What I need is a stronger power source. Copper allows greater power modulation through shaping, but Adra has the potential to store more essence. I could use a large single block of Adra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove. Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgan queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards. Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
Well, let's go. That Adragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself out.
Ado, welcome. Fine establishment, amigo.
Right. This place has seen better days.
and see!
I knew you couldn't take us.
You know, I get the symbolism of giving perfectly good food to the dead. I just think it's dumb.
What do you mean that's all you got? Last week you said there'd be grain.
I know what I said, but we only have so much to go around. Listen, if you need food, you're going to have to get in line like everyone else. I don't think there's anything that can be done. I'm hoping the Animancers can find a solution. Honestly, my biggest issue seems to be rats taking the food. Or thieves. I just want the food at this point, but I'm pretty sure it's lost. Rosanna? I couldn't have guessed that in a million years. I would normally let this sort of thing slide, but right now, every piece of food missing is a person who goes hungry. Right now, I'd much rather have the food, but this will go a long way if we ever get another merchant from Dawnshore. Thank you. It may not seem like much, but this could mean life or death to some people. I should get back to it. Stay safe out there.
Yeah.
You're the first godlike to come through in... well, I can't remember how long. I hope that's a good sign. I'll take what I can get. If the gods don't bless us with a harvest soon, this market will be empty come winter. What are you talking about? I thought the Dream Scourge was a myth. Outsider lies, that's what the governor says.
Strange that what the governor says is so different from what you see with your own eyes.
If you bring no good tidings, I'll thank you to be quick with your business. We've had enough misfortune of late.
I'm sick!
Nice! Is that all you got? You should be there.
I'm sick!
You got them all.
Wrong fight.
Keep quiet.
Come and get me. This was mine.
I'm sick!
Nice shot.
I'm sick!
To your left. Another down.
I'm sick! I'm sick!
Everyone okay?
Keep your eyes peeled, Envoy. Seems like a waste to me. Means something to them.
Take him down. Show me what you got.
Unseek! Isakso!
Right behind.
One more.
Unseek!
Hold it. Next one's mine.
We make a good squad. You know, swamps are always more colorful than I imagined.
That's all of them. Ah!
Maybe I live somewhere around here. Oh, my apologies, my friend. Is there any chance we've met before? I seem to have forgotten, well, everything. Well, if that's true, then my best source is completely useless. I have no idea where, or even who I am. I just came out here with no memory whatsoever. I figured that someone would have recognized me by now. Maybe I'm a recluse, or a hermit of some kind. That was my concern as well. I will, of course, verify any data I'm given. But for now, I have no data at all. I'm afraid that may be my only option. Thank you so much for your time.
He's also... I'm sick!
Ready, aim. The squirrels will get plenty to eat tonight.
Stop right there! Let's go on, see we go! Stay.
One moment.
Coming from your right. On seek.
Make way. Hold it. See ya. Let's see what we got.
Something happened here. The end of an age. For centuries we stood tall. But the winds were violent. The infection weakened our roots. Day turns to night now. How do we survive when the tempest roils? Our leaves sway in the summer breeze. They fall, they grow again. The seasons change. We change. It soothes us.
Stay. One moment. On your right.
I was just getting warmed up.
Leave something alone long enough, the living lands.
Hey! Over here! Quit moving!
One moment.
Look right. Not looking so good.
Unseek! Isokso!
Nice job, everyone.
Did that tree just move?
He's also.
I knew you couldn't take us.
Keep your eyes peeled, Envoy.